We're going to another fucking confession. What is this?
You've been with
Their deepest secrets.
My entire life, I feel like I've been living for others. I'm pretty successful, but I feel like I don't care about the success that I have. I don't really have the urge to live anymore, but I'm religious, so I don't have the capabilities of killing myself. Sometimes I just wish I would just get hit by a car as I'm walking home one day, just so I don't have to deal with living anymore.
Alright, when I was like 4, maybe 5 years old, remember this one time my mom asked me to get her a cup of water. So I go in the bathroom, and I don't know why I decided to do this, but I decided to get the water from the toilet instead, because I wanted to know if my mom would drink it or not.
What the fuck?
So, gave her mom the water. Sat there, and I watched her down the whole cup. And I never regretted it. And my mom never knew about this. And I'm not going to tell her, ever. That's it.
This nigga said, you are a bitch. You are a dog. You deserve to drink from the toilet water. Oh, that's why I don't want to have kids, bro. That's why I don't want to have kids. That's why I don't want to have kids, bro. I don't want to have kids, bro. Bro, it would be so funny if I did a confession.
Hi, my name is Ann, and my secret for today is every time I wear a thong, I get a rash between my butt cheeks. I get like immense pleasure scratching it just because it's a rash and like the pain relieves or something. And I make a face, and my boyfriend asks me, "Are you itching your butt every time?" And I say no, and I refuse to admit to him that I scratch my butt and it gives me pleasure.
And you showed your face? This shit is insane.
My secret is that I write about weed for a living, but my Middle Eastern father thinks I write about herbal tea.
One time when I was little, I just pee in my pants to enjoy the experience because I was wondering what is the experience to pee in your pants, and I never did that. So I started to pee in a school. The experience, it was weird, but at the same time, it was fun, This is the embarrassed part.
Why is that fun? Why is that fun to you? Why is that fun to piss in your pants in school? So you just walk over and just be like, damn, I've never pissed on myself before. Maybe I should piss on myself. Just to, enjoy the experience. Yeah, it was embarrassing, but it was fun to piss myself. Like, what?
Because I was very curious about it.
And the showing your face is insane.
My faceless secret is that my roommate, who's very nice and just moved in, made a lot of soup and she texted our group chat and she said, I made a lot of extra soup. You guys can have some if you want. And I thought that was a very generous offer. I said thank you. And what I've been doing is getting home late at night and being very hungry. And this is embarrassing for so many reasons, but I've been just, instead of taking the soup out of her Tupperware and putting it in a bowl, like would be responsible and like she's already giving something, and I've just been eating out of the Tupperware of soup with my mouth and then putting the spoon back in, which feels like a rejection in some way. Like I am spitting literally in the face of her generosity, but I don't know why it's become a habit. It's happened a few times now, and yeah, in fact, this has been weighing on me. which is why I knew it so immediately. I'm gonna not do it again, I hope.
What? I'm not getting it. What is going?
That's it. I would just say I hope that I tell you in person before you ever see this. But thank you for the soup, and I'm sorry for my spin. I don't know what's up.
A lot of people think I'd be in fights and stuff because I'm like big and I'm like tall and a black woman, but I do not be in fights. I just talk a lot of shit, and no, I can't back it up.
Okay, we're right here on this picnic blanket because we're celebrating my birthday, and there was an older man that came and hung out with us for a while, and that was my sugar daddy.
What?
I have genital herpes, and I'm afraid that no one will ever love me.
Okay, that's reasonable. That's reasonable.
I broke up with my girlfriend the other day, and I feel less bad about it than I should, but it's very conflicting because I feel both bad and good, and I don't know if I've dealt with that kind of duality before.
I don't think I have a real personality because I changed it so much for people to like me.
That's why you should always be yourself, my nigga. Be yourself.
I got my heart broken yesterday.
My secret is I think my ex-best friend is dead and it might be my fault.
Sometimes I get really jealous of my friends' successes and it makes me feel inferior, and I really want to be supportive, but I can't always be.
Nah, that's a grimy ass friend. That's not a real friend, bro. That she grimy as hell. Because why are you jealous of your friend's successes? To be honest, that's real grimy. Why are you jealous of your friend's success and you feel inferior? Should you not be happy for them? You should be happy for your friends. You should be happy for your niggas. Like, come on. That shit crazy. I mean, but like, why?
Okay.
Why would you be jealous of your friend's success when you could be just as successful as just them? Ask them yourself. What did you mean you feel inferior? If they are successful, you can be successful too. There's room for you to grow to be successful too.
My secret is something I did that was really bad, which was when I was in high school. I had a friend and she asked me if she should get this haircut that I thought was really ugly, and I told her she should do it, and then she got the haircut and it looked bad. That's my secret.
My secret is that I miss my best friend, even though she fucked me over and was awful to me in the end of our friendship. I miss her, and I hope she's doing okay.
I think I fell in love with a friend back in my hometown, and I didn't know it, and I didn't do anything about it, and now I'm just confused because I'm dating somebody else. And I don't know how to feel about anybody.
Nigga finna get broken up as we speak.
Hey, I know it's a channel that people share secret here. What I'm gonna share is not that uncommon, but I think it's a taboo in a lot of different cultures. Yesterday and today is a festival in my culture, in Chinese culture. It's Mid-Autumn Festival, which people usually get together with their family and celebrate. But I hate those festivals. I hate people ask me how I am doing with my family. I hate people ask me whether I enjoy the holiday with my family. I hate pretending that I enjoyed it. The secret is, a lot of time, I didn't enjoy it. It was hard to be with it and pretend that it's a conventional family. now I'm like super far away from my family. I don't mind spending the holiday alone. In a way, it's better than being with them. But it's just super hard to admit to friends, co-workers, or acquaintances. But I believe a lot of people share similar feelings, like me, and I don't think I'm alone. But it's just hard to admit that. That's it. Thank you.
Hi everyone. I have.
Well, that is it for the stream. That is it for the stream. You want to do one more? One more? Alright, okay, hold on. Okay, fuck it. We could do one more. We could do one more. Fuck it. One more. Shit, which one? Which one y'all want to do? What video y'all want to do? Shit. Matter of fact, hold on. Do y'all want to do another? Do y'all want to do a confessions of these, like a street confession, or these? Oh shit. We could watch all tomorrow. Which one y'all want to watch? A Jubilee video? Fuck it. Alright. A versus vid? Shit. Hold on. A versus vid. Nah, this is insane. Do they have it? I'm going to their playlist. I don't think they got like a versus. Five British versus one. Do all 6 million one. Y'all want to see a flat earther versus scientists, or trans woman, conservative woman? Which one? Oh, which one? Shit. Men's right versus feminism. Interesting. I'm gonna do the trans woman. I'm gonna do the flat earth ones tomorrow. I'm gonna do those tomorrow.
Okay, so if I were a white person and I said I want to transition into a black person, and I'm redefining what blackness is to fit what I view it as, right? Would you consider that appropriation?
I consider that dodging, and I consider that comparing apples to oranges because race and gender identity are two separate different things.
Oh, this shit gonna be interesting.
Step forward if you agree. The transgender movement is indoctrinating our youth.
We are seeing, especially on social media, on TikTok, you're seeing a lot of people in this community really just targeting children, and you're seeing drag shows, even in conservative states like Texas, and even just media, movies, like it seems like everything seems to be targeted at these kids. You have drag story hour for kids, and it's just really, I think, predatory in a way, and I'm not saying every trans person is doing this.
Why do people always, why stuff when stuff like dealing with like the gay community, trans community, shit is fun as fuck. But what is this when stuff like when it comes to LGBT or whatever, people always refer to the kids. Nobody give a fuck about them kids. If you just homophobic, just say that. If you just don't like gay niggas, just say that. Who really give a fuck about what kids think anyway?
But as a whole, there does seem to be a route that they're taking to get to the kids.
When you hear Blue's Clues playing in the next room, and then you hear the gay parade song, it's Blue's Clues. You're not expecting to be talking to the children about that. It really makes you wonder: are they really coming for the children?
And I think we see in our population now the rate of young children who are identifying as transgender.
What is hormone blockers? What they giving hormone blockers to children and shit? Hormone blockers? What? Growth hormone receptor blockers. Binding growth hormone. I didn't even know that shit was a thing.
Gender non-binary is skyrocketing, and I think there's something to be said for people who are truly experiencing gender dysphoria, which we recognize exists, and those who are experiencing what is now going to be called, or in the future going to be called, this social contagion gender dysphoria, where they're being exposed to it on social media or in school, or mom and dad are having a conversation about it with children, and children are now starting to develop gender confusion.
Or even babies, right? People who are being born, they don't have to put the gender on the birth certificate, and they're saying you can choose whatever you want to be. Like, that's so dangerous. Even lying to them, saying like, oh, if we put you on hormone blockers at this age, it won't do anything to your puberty, it won't affect you long term. And it's just a straight up lie. And there's like an entire Reddit thread dedicated to people who've transitioned, talking about how much they hate their life now because they transitioned as a child and now they amputated off healthy body parts and are miserable.
Okay, I do agree with that. I don't think that, if your child comes out, boy, girl, whatever, right? I don't think a parent, while that children is a baby, they shouldn't be like, oh, my child, like, if there is a boy, don't try to change it. Oh, this is going to be a girl. Like, no, just, if you got a boy, just deal with the fact you just got a boy. If you want a girl, you can adopt a girl. You can just adopt a girl child. But you cannot don't try to have a baby as all, that's a they, them, whatever. Just let them have, let a kid have their life first before they even want to choose if they are gay or whatever. Because kids, like I said, kids are going to be kids. They're going to be learning all the other shit. They might not know what gay means. They might be confused with what is, gay people. Like, oh my gosh, like a guy liking a guy. Just straight confused. They don't understand that. But at the same time, they just gonna be kids. Gonna be kids. They're gonna be learning all that shit. So to be honest, like, it matters, but at the same time, it really don't matters. Really don't matter.
All right. Can the disagreeer step forward?
The fact that the trans movement has got people shook has me so excited. The trans movement is not indoctrinating our youth. Our youth are understanding who they are at a younger age. And from what I was hearing over here is a lot of what y'all were saying, I wonder would you say it to the parents? Because we need to really look at what the parents of trans youth really go through. Trans youth, instead of them enjoying their life, playing with their friends, they're up in legislation trying to fight for basic rights here. 1 in 5 transgender youth have tried to commit suicide. Why are we trying to police them?
But you're bringing it only to the parents. The question was indoctrination in general. Am I correct? And then,
But they're a part of that conversation. Someone said something about drag shows coming to schools or whatnot. The kids enjoyed it. The parents just had a problem with it. But that's their issue. There's only someone dressed in drag reading a story.
Is
that could have
drag
been
not
anybody.
blackface for women? I see it as a caricature of.
Okay, I don't think there should be drag shows or any of that sorts in schools. Because what is it like with kids? No. Oh God, is she tweaking? Like, why? Like, she had me at first, but she lost me when she said that shit. Hold on. She said the kids enjoy, like, the kids don't even know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? The kids don't even know what's going on. So, like, to saying that they are enjoying something that they don't even understand, that it is weird. It's weird because, like, this it's even weird. Let's say if people were to put strippers in schools and be like, you know, like, oh my gosh, like, you know, having the kids like do strippers things. That's not something you would want them to do. You don't want them to do that shit. That's not.
Someone said something about drag shows coming to schools or whatnot. The kids enjoyed it. The parents just had a problem with it. But that's their issue. There's only someone dressed in drag reading a story.
Is
that
drag
could have
not
been anybody.
blackface for women? I see it as a caricature of womanhood.
But inherently
As
sexual as
insulting.
well.
I have to agree with you guys. I do not like the drag queen social hours. I personally, as a trans person, didn't ever go to a drag show until I was about 40. I'm not for the sexualization of kids. Why are we not letting kids be kids and bringing sex into their life so early?
I think it's predatory in general to talk about sex with children.
Yeah.
Regardless, straight sex, any kind of sex.
Who's teaching sex to 3rd grade children? I really want to know.
Have you looked at the California curriculum for sex education? You need to.
I know that when I was in preschool,
Wait, hold on. Why are they teaching kids about sex only in the 4th grade? That's something like sex education was something. At least it's something in middle school for us. I would say like probably like 7th grade, 6th grade or something like that. It only like happened twice in middle school. After that, it just came and went. But
got my first crush on a boy, because to me at the time, he was in kindergarten, he looked like Prince Eric from
Little Mermaid.
Yeah, Little Mermaid. I don't think like fucking him ever crossed my mind when I was 4, but obviously like it would have been good to know that like it's okay, like if you have these feelings for someone of the same sex.
When we think of youth in general, they're having sex at a lot younger age, whether we like it or not. Let's just keep it 100%
You don't think it's
real.
because of that?
I do not think it's because of that. It starts at home with parents teaching their children, because one or two things are going to happen. Either You teach your children, or the world is going to teach your kids. That's the reality of it.
They are learning about it at younger ages from some adults, or even their peers who learned about it from adults. That is, in definition, indoctrination. As a mother, and seeing what my children are going to have to be.
Like, I don't know. Just like talking about it with your kids. I don't know. Because, like, how do you, like, how and why would you want to explain sex to a 4-year-old? Like, and if someone is teaching them that shit, you as a parent gonna have to confront whoever is teaching them about that or whatever, because, like, I would say the kid's not ready. Kids not ready. They're not ready, bro. They're not ready to be, especially learning about sex and stuff. Like, okay, a teacher, I guess, but like, I don't think that, like, I feel like at a certain age, yeah, you should talk to your kids about that. I would say probably like 7th and 8th grade is where you should really talk to your kids about it. Like, why they in middle school, or like why they going on to be in high school, because like you're gonna go on and get up there, because when you hit high school, that shit gonna go by so fast, and then you're gonna be an adult by then. At some points you probably gonna have to teach your kids about, or 6th grade, at 15, to teach them at 15. I just feel like it's just at certain point. Like, I would never just tell an elementary school, like my kids in elementary, but tell them about sex or something like that, because it's just like, that's a bit too early. That's a bit way too early.
He introduced you at such a young age. Like, I didn't even know what a gay person was till I was like 12. And so they're going to be having these really heavy adult conversations at a really young age just because of their exposure. And that is honestly just scary, because I don't want to have those conversations. That's why I will be homeschooling my kids, because I do believe it is my responsibility to protect them and shield them from the outside world, which is targeting children.
I mean, like, I would say this, like, I mean, it does not mean that they're not going to. Some things that you're not going to talk about, or that you don't want to talk about, at some point, you're going to have to talk about. Because, or they might just find out on their own. But at some point, you're going to have to talk to your kids about these. Like, homeschooling your kids is not going to it's not going to have no super, like, yeah, I protected my kids from the world or whatever. If anything, you're just making them like just basement dwellers at that point. At that point, you might as well just be making them basement dwellers at that point, because you shelter them off from the world, and they don't have no interaction with people or anything like that, social interaction. Then, I mean, like, how do you expect them to just like function on their own when they do leave your house? They're gonna be too afraid to go outside, because all they've known for their whole entire like school life is being in their mom's house. You teaching them what you want to teach them, instead of them learning the shit on their own, or just talking about it with them, because you're afraid of certain things. it just leads to it's no winning like that for.
The trans community and the trans movement is really shaking the course of what people think gender identity is supposed to be.
So in one sentence, you're saying that you guys are not responsible for the indoctrination that's currently happening with
Absolutely
children.
not.
And in the second sentence, you are saying we are shook by the fact that you are responsible for it.
No, you are shook at the fact that the trans movement has become what it is.
And a movement that influences people all over the world, and particularly children. And we see it in the fact that the number of young people identifying as transgender, non-binary, gender fluid, genderqueer is skyrocketing, which means that children are being exposed to these ideas, and it's certainly coming from institutions like the media, like Hollywood, like our public institutions and schools. So to say that that is not happening, or to deny that that is the reality, negates the numbers that we're seeing.
What I would say is that the idea that there is a single transgender movement and ideology is disingenuous, and that at its core, being transgender is about separating sex from sex roles and gender roles that are compulsory.
Do you think that children should be able to transition medically?
No.
I think
No.
it just really depends on each individual situation. They should be able to make the best medical decision for them.
I am comfortable sharing bathrooms with the other side.
Okay, Mike, it's all you now. Divert the asteroid off his path. Where's Mike? He's getting a haircut. He's getting a haircut now? Technically, it's not just any haircut.
It's supercuts. I'm in and out super quick.
Friend, you will make a very good assistant. I work for Dracula.
What? You're like the guy that gets the villain's Postmates.
You okay? No. Renfield, rated R, April 14th.
Yes, I feel comfortable. Safe? That might be a different question, but comfortable? Yes, I feel comfortable.
What I think the bathroom issue opens up is an issue of predatory men taking advantage of the opening. That now they could walk into a women's bathroom or a women's locker room, as we've seen happen in instances like here in Los Angeles at We Spa. And they go into a women's space, they expose themselves to the women, and then they say, well, I'm a trans woman and you've opened up this space for me.
Well, we cannot blame trans people for that. And
Nobody's blaming you.
That's the problem right here. Because again, when you walk into the bathroom, I'm not interested in knowing what you are, what you identify as. I'm trying to use the bathroom and leave out of there. What people have...
Well, it's 50-50. To me, it's 50-50. Cause yes, you gonna have niggas that be like, oh, you know what I'm saying? There's an opportunity where I could dress up as a girl and say I'm a trans, just to go in there and see girls, you know, just go see girls in the bathroom. On the other hand, when you do have a trans or whatever, they probably might go in there and just use the restroom, go out, you know, and you're looking at no woman in no type of way or whatever. But my thing is this. I think they should have their own bathroom. Just so everybody can be happy. But I do, like... They want to be treated like women, but like I said, some of them don't. It's not. You still have a dick at the end. You still have a dick, right? So I just feel like they should have their own bathrooms, so they won't be getting harassed by niggas in the bathroom, and so women won't feel like they're getting threatened in their bathroom. They should have their own bathroom. And everybody will just be fucking happy. Simple as that. You have men's restroom, you have a trans restroom, and you have a woman's restroom. Simple as that.
Try to say is that when trans women go in the bathroom, they're being predatory, and that is not the case. That is something we do not blame on trans women. Although you were not saying that, when we talk about predatory behavior and when we talk about like the predatory cases, none of them have been trans women. So I just want to make sure. I know she's not strictly doing that, but because she said that, I think it's very important that I bring that out on the table and discuss that.
We have to have the conversation. Now, I'll open up the question. We know that if this legislation happens, if we move forward with this move, there are going to be men who take advantage of it. Now, I want to ask you, is your comfort as far as going to the bathroom more important than the female women that will be victimized by this?
Who said female women will be victimized by this?
They will and they have.
No, you're only assuming, but the reality of it is, again, when people are going into the restroom, when people are only going into the restroom, they're only focused on doing one or two things, and that's using the restroom.
Yeah.
But you didn't answer the question. Is your comfort more important than the female people who could be victimized by this?
Okay, so let me help her answer the question. Which one do you think I'm going to get the kicked out of me in? It wasn't the women's restroom. The issue that you're bringing up, first of all, is already violating a whole bunch of laws. Okay, if somebody's exposing themselves in a bathroom, that's a whole different environment rather than just letting trans people in. In California, it's right now 100% legal for trans people to go use the bathroom of their choice. So I don't know what law you're talking about.
You're asking this question as if I would not stand up for cis women that were in the restroom, and that's not the case. Nice dodge there. But the reality of it is, one thing I'm noticing is we're reducing a lot of these particular conversations to genitalia. And it's not about genitalia. It's about safety.
Yeah, her concern is the possibility of predation. And that's still a probability. It doesn't matter if trans people are using the restroom or not. Sure. What you're concerned about is that you're possibly that people feel more emboldened to put on women's clothes and go in the bathroom. But they're still violating the law all over the place if that's the purpose that they're going in for.
Yeah, so I did a step forward because, and I know in today's age this is going to sound very radical, and but I don't agree with the whole transgender ideology, and so for me it's encouraging something that is based in what I feel is delusion. And so I don't think that we should be encouraging that by allowing men into women's restrooms.
Lowe's knows every pro is an MVP. That's why MVP's bonus days are back, where all pros get great deals. An MVP.
I think that if that's the case, that to some extent, all gender is delusion. If we're looking at historically anywhere from, midwives after the enclosure of the commons in the 1400s, having their whole trade affected, or Brewsters having their trade affected, and now we don't think of women as, Brewsters, or that creating beer is a womanly thing. These all came from social conditions. These all came, a lot of gender, regardless of biological sex, it didn't naturally flow out of our genitals, and it was we're like, this is how my genitals are, so this is how my gender is going to be. That didn't happen. That's not like a lot of people who are either transgender or who are LGBT in general. All my friends were girls. At first, I just remember there were a lot of things where I would kind of come up against people telling me that that's wrong, that whether it's something I like, something I want to do. It wasn't until kindergarten that someone told me that I'm a boy, and I was like, oh, I don't feel comfortable going to any bathroom in this world, in the current society we live in. And to make trans women the whipping girls of that, I think that's disingenuous, but I do think that we need...
Just 12? Shit. Gotta fit this shit tomorrow, boy. Shit.